Good afternoon. Today I have to really get started planting things. I have more more tubers, dahlia tubers that are starting to sprout in the box down here. And so what has been holding me back is I need to run some more irrigation to the areas that I want to plant in so that I don't have to go around watering all the time. So I'm going to go up into the orchard area and assess where I think I need irrigation, get all my supplies organized up there, and then uh, run what I need to and see if I have energy to plant anything, or at least I'll be set to plant tomorrow if I don't. So uh, first step is finding all the irrigation supplies and getting them up to the orchard. Okay, here's my kit of connectors and scissors and things. Head to the well shed and get more stuff. I think that's the Alnwick rose. It's looking really pretty. So I loaded up tubing and landscape pins and tees and all kinds of stuff, and I'm gonna head to the upper orchard. I'm gonna start here by the raspberries, and as I planted things, I ran a line and ran dedicated drip to everything. But now I really just want to carpet this area with all different kinds of flowers. And that's going to help the trees, the fruit trees, and it'll help the raspberries as well. So I'm just going to probably start on that side over there and tee in with one of the brown drip lines here that has drip every, it looks like 18 inches. There's one, and then there's another one. And I'll just try to run that every 2 feet or so, all the way down through here, because this tree really does need more water than it's currently getting. And run it along this direction. You can see I have one drip line run at the top of the planting bed here along the path. And that's really, it's nice because it's been taking care of everything along that line. But everything else in here is just sort of spot watered. And I think we can do better than that. So I am going to get that started. When you're working with 1/2 inch line, I like it a lot better because that's just easier on my arthritis. But a T and an figure eight ender really are all you're going to need. You do need to connect to your irrigation timer. There was a sprinkler system here and some irrigation lines run with, gosh, I can't even remember what they're called. There's a manifold and there's a bunch of different timers on them. And then that could be hooked up to a sprinkler system, which is more centralized. And we had to abandon that because we just didn't know where anything went to, and a lot of the lines were broken. And so we cut that off, abandoned it. And I've just been running individual timers. So I think I have 9 maybe individual timers on hose bibs that are around the property. So I have to go around and turn them all off or turn them all on, which is kind of, it's time consuming, but it's also just simpler than trying to get a whole new irrigation system put in. So that is something you would have to connect to. But once you have your 1/2 inch supply line run, or you can even run 3/4 inch supply line, once that's run, then You just need to tee off of it and have plan for ending it. It can either be an end cap. They do make end caps that go onto the half-inch strip line, or the figure eight, like I showed you. And I'll do some close-ups on the parts as I'm putting them together. And I'm just kind of, and then it's kind of creative. Like, how am I going to run this line in the most efficient manner, so that it hits the spots that I want it to water? And that's what I'm just kind of trying to figure out here now. So let me figure that out. I'm going to tie in right about there. It's about a foot back from the edge of the path. Running, of course. And I'm going to come this direction. So on the T, I'm going to connect it to the supply line, both sides. And if you have limited space, you might want to cut out, you know, an inch of the supply line. I'm just scooting it that way so that I have what I need. Then I'm going to come in with my 1/2 inch drip, which has these emitter holes every, what is that? This looks like a foot. Yep, 12 inches. I think I might have some other that's 18 inch. There, and you're done. No fiddling with tiny little 1/4 inch bits. So that is started. And I'm going to go find my landscape staples and get this set up where I want it to be. So that happened to be a quite short piece of hose. It's maybe 12 feet long. So I'm going to need to extend it by adding more 1/2 inch strip to it. So there's multiple ways to do it. This type of connector goes over the hose goes inside. This type of connector goes inside the hose, so the hose fits over it. And depending on the diameter of your hose, the interior ones may not work, or the exterior ones may not work. So you have to know what you're working with, and you'll find that you get a system. Well, I decided to just curl that into this. It's kind of a funny little end of the bed here. So I decided to curl that one inside, and I'm going to come off here with another one that's going to go through here all the way through there. There's my husband. Hi, babe. Hi. He's over there eating blackberries. Yeah. That's where they are. Look, he's eyeing them, seeing if there's any more. Tons. All right. So on this one, just for giggles to show you, I decided to use the interior tee. So I've attached it here to the 1/2 inch drip. I'm going to cut the 1/2 inch supply line and attach it in there. So it's all connected. This is the supply line here. The black line is the supply line. The brown is my drip. Okay, so it's come to the end, and I'm going to use a figure 8 to end it. So the way you do that is you slide one side over your tubing far enough that you can bend it fairly easily. The nice thing about the figure 8s, or pretty much any of the enders, is you can add to it later. So you bend it, and then you take the figure 8, the empty side of the figure 8, slide it over there, tighten it, cinch it down there, and that is going to cause enough of a kink there that no water is going to come out. So that's going to do it for me for today. I'm not going to get to planting anything, but I'm going to get all this irrigated, and that means I can maybe plant this area tomorrow. So that makes me happy. Thank you for joining me, and I will catch up with you next time. Bye-bye.